Hello lovelies, welcome back to Ido's Cuisine and Lifestyle. How are we doing? I hope you're doing great and fine. So today we're going to be making beans. I'm going to be showing to us a very simple way you can make your beans and to end up tasting very delicious. You don't need so much of ingredients. Growing up, this is how my mom always would make beans for us, and we always ended up enjoying it. In fact, when visitors come and have a taste, they would ask, how was this made? You need to come teach my wife, or you need to come teach my sister. So lovelies, you can see on the screen the ingredients I'll be using. Very simple ingredients. I'll be using my seasoning cubes, palm oil, dry pepper, that's our chili pepper, salt, onions, lots of onions. Looks like this 3 may not be enough. When I finish slicing, I may add more. And I have also plantain, ripe plantain. You can use whatever, unripe or ripe, whichever you choose to. So these are just the few ingredients that will be. And just because I like ginger and garlic, I'll be adding a bit of it, ginger and garlic. Although it wasn't part of the recipe, but I'll be adding this. So here we have the beans. The key to these beans is that I soaked it for 2 hours. I washed properly and then I soaked it in water for 2 hours. And I just poured out the water now, just to help me for my heartburn. If you're someone that always have issues with having heartburn when you eat beans, I suggest you try this as well. Just soak your beans for 2 hours, wash, pour out the water, and then we are going to be cooking now. I'm going to be using my pressure cooker in doing this, in cooking my beans. So already I have water in my pressure cooker boiling, so I'm just going to pour this in. So the water is boiling. I'm going to be pouring the beans into it. I'll let this cook for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to pour it out, like rinse out the water and then pour in the fresh water and allow it to continue cooking. So let's leave it to boil. We'll come back in 5 minutes time. So this has been boiling. So I'm just going to turn the water. I'm going to change the water. So I'm just going to change the water, rinse out the beans, and then I'll start cooking, like cooking proper with a fresh batch of water. So I'm starting a fresh batch of cooking now. I have 4 cups of beans in here. Actually, I forgot to mention that. I'm just going to cook that now. We'll come back to this when it is cooked. For now, we're going to be prepping the rest of the ingredients. So the onions is ready, and that is enough. Now I've just finished peeling the plantain. I'm going to cut them into small cubes. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting me, watching my videos, giving me a thumbs up, and also dropping your comments. I really enjoy interacting with everyone. And if you're new and you have watched to this point, please do consider clicking the red subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to all, so you get notified whenever I post videos and you come also watch and support me. If you are watching and you have not given this video a thumbs up, please click the like button. I would like to hear from you guys. How do you enjoy your beans? Do you enjoy it as jollof, or do you enjoy your plantain only fried? Do you enjoy eating it with gari as well, like sipping gari and eating your beans? On Saturdays in my home back in Nigeria, especially on environmental Saturdays, were days we used to eat beans. I don't know why my mom always would make beans on environmental Saturday. We'll pick the beans the Friday before, and then Saturday environmental days when we are all home, that's the day for beans. And it was also an exciting time because I always would have the opportunity to sip gari sip gari with beans. I enjoyed it a lot. We're almost done with the plantain at this point. Keep watching, guys. Do not click away so that I'll show you the remaining steps, which is very necessary to make these beans a very delicious one. So the plantain is ready. Now the beans has been cooked. I transferred from the pressure cooker into a regular pot. I'm now adding all of the ingredients. The beans is soft at this point, so I'm just adding the salt, the ginger, the garlic powder, and I'm also adding the dry pepper to the beans, the cooked beans. Now it's important to cook your beans very soft before you add up any ingredients, else it stops the cooking process. That's my seasoning cube I'm adding now into the pot. I stirred, and next I added the ripe plantain. I'm going to mix the heat from the beans would continue the cooking process. Cover, set aside, and we are going to be attending to the oil now. So in my frying pan I have the palm oil. I'm going to allow this bleach for just a little bit, then our onions goes in. If you're someone who does not like onions, you can blend your onions and fry. Or if you don't like onions at all, I suggest you still go through this process of cutting your onions, frying it, but when you want to use it, you take out the onions and just use the oil itself, because at that point the onions would have released its flavor into the oil and still give it that fine sweet taste. And also the oil would, and also you can enjoy the aroma of the onions in the oil without having to eat from it. So just make sure you fry your onions very well, like you can see on the screen. It's well cooked, it has released its flavors, and now we can now turn it into the pot. The beans pot is back to the cooker. We're turning in our onions and the oil already. My kitchen at this point with the onions fried was smelling so good, so good. Guys, the secret to this beans tasting so good is this process of frying the onions with your palm oil. Frying for a bit, allow it to release its flavor into the oil. So now the beans is almost ready. I'm just going to mix properly and then cover the beans to cook for like another 8 to 10 minutes, and then it will be ready for us to eat. Make sure to mix very well. So like I said earlier, if you're one who does not like onions, like I know some persons who are very selective, they see onions in their food, they can't eat, you can blend your onions. You blend and still go through the frying process. So if you don't want to have your beans like the jollof beans, this is another very good and quick method to use. I like to use the pressure cooker to cook a big batch of beans, then I just take part of it and finish it off while I freeze the remaining part, sorry, until when I'm ready. Like when we finish the first batch, I can now finish off the cooking of the other one that I freezed. So we cooked for like 8 to 10 minutes, and this is what you see on the screen. Just a little more cooking, and then I'll come back to show you guys. Voila! So our beans is ready and looking yummy. Time for us to dish, and here it is. Enjoy your meal. Thank you so much, guys, if you've watched to this point. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe and bye bye.